Thanks for joining us for another episode of Love, Marriage, and Everything in Between Countertop Talk. I'm Chef Shane,
I'm Mr. Official,
and this is Countertop Talk.
episode 26.
Yes, sir.
We got it. So, great week. I'm going to start off saying how my week was. Great week. Back in the gym the way I like. Building relationships. We got the sauce going. Also, things have been doing great in insurance. And the podcast is doing well. And we just launched the Mr. Official. We're going to be the Mr. Official segment. So that's a great look, great week, very productive week.
Yeah, very productive week for me as well. Mm-hmm. I'm very excited about you launching your segment because I think it's very needed. You know, information is very important, and I think you can help out a lot of people just sharing the importance of insurance and how insurance works.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff.
Yeah, people don't like insurance, so I'm excited about it. You know, glad I'm doing it, and if I reach one person, I've done my job. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, long overdue, right?
Exactly. So we always like to talk about the week, just so in case people are wondering, because there's so much happening in the world today. It's important to count your blessings, count your gains, and sometimes you got to take it not even week by week, but just day by day. So you want to celebrate those little short periods in your life where something went well, because there's so much going on. You can't celebrate yourself or your loved ones enough. So, which brings me to our first thought.
Okay.
With everything that's happening in the country financially, even though we know rates just dropped for mortgages, but are you guys saving your money right now? Or are you just like, I need a vacation? You know, what do you think most people are doing right now? Because there's some people you talk to that's like, things is too uncertain right now. I'm saving. You know, I'm picking and choosing my battles. I like to live like that, pick and choose my battles, when I want to spend, when not to spend, etc. But then I understand the side of people that's also saying like, 2025 has been a year and I just need to get away. I need to just decompress and I'll figure everything out when I get back. What's your thoughts?
I'm going to say people are saving. I'm going to go with that. And here's why. During COVID, you know, we had an economy where money was just being pushed out. You know, you had everybody getting loans, the PPP loans, and it was just like money was just coming from the sky. And then everything has dried up. And it's currently dried up.
Yeah.
So I think people are looking at history and like, you know what? Let me make some better financial decisions, you know? Because even with the loans that people was getting, you know, they started coming after people, you know, with those loans.
Right.
You know, so I think people are like, you know what? I'm not risking it all. I'm saving my money. I'm paying these bills down. And, you know, I just can't take a vacation right now. I'm keeping it close to the house.
Yeah, and I think that's the wise decision. I think we're even seeing it from like, with your customers at the food truck, you know, you're seeing a lot of people order one of your more expensive meals, but they're sharing it because you give so much food. So people are looking at like, you know what, we can go half on this catfish and shrimp combo instead of paying for 2 entrees. So I get it. I mean, right now you have to be savvy. I know when we were younger, we had a theory, and I think we still live by it for the most part, but it was like in the wintertime, our funds hibernated like a bear. When the weather breaks in the spring, it's like, that's when you want to be outside. That's when you spend. And I think just like anything in life, a balance to anything is great to have. So you have your balance of wintertime, we were booed up, we kind of aging ourselves, but we get like a blockbuster movie, go to the grocery store, and we would live it up. I mean, we was living life in our little apartment. We was living life.
Those were the days.
Man.
Those was the days.
Get our little fish sub from at the curry out up the street. But then, and that was a treat. That was a treat. But then when the weather broke, we outside. We getting crabs, you know, every other week, every week. We might be going to Fleming's twice a week. You know, but it's like when you want to be out, you want to feel, get a little bit of vitamin D, you want to put some clothes on. We always thought like we'd rather do that in the spring than in the
Yeah,
winter.
and I actually like that. It really do keep you focused. Whereas though, you're stacking, you're grinding, you're putting money away, and it really does give a nice health, healthy balance instead of just consistently spending, because you do have to prepare for those time periods where money is just not coming in like that. It's always
Absolutely.
going to happen. You're going to have a bull market. You're going to have a bear market. You're going to have your ups. You're going to have your downs. So you just have to prepare. Whereas though, whether you're up or down, you can just ride the wave.
Yeah. And going back to that word intentional, down south, you have In-N-Out Burger. We don't have that up north like in Maryland. So we'll sometimes pass by an In-N-Out 12:30 at night, and the line is
In the street.
You'll see Cyber trucks, you'll see BMWs, you'll see Toyotas, Nissans, Range Rovers, but it makes sense because people are saving. I mean, you can get a burger, fries, and a soda from In-N-Out. We got it for our sons. What was it, like $4.50 or something?
It was very cheap.
It was like,
it was
what?
it was very cheap. To get those 3 items.
Yeah, so
$5 or less.
So I mean,
like
a family of 4, you're feeding for $20. This might be one of the only times in our life where it actually is less to eat out than going to the grocery store.
That's true. With everything, from eggs to, meat, everything is just high. It's a premium on everything. Like the other day, our son was boiling like 3 eggs
for one sitting, and I was boiling.
Why are you boiling 3 eggs? Like,
yeah, and then
two minimum.
Yeah, right. I mean, if you're doing a pack of noodles, 2 packs of noodles, but
yes,
you don't need 3 eggs for 1 pack.
2 egg minimum.
But on the other hand, it's like, and I wonder if other people's kids are like this, they really don't believe in leftovers. So we are constantly breaking down. Bro, it is a low-key recession. Like, make what you're going to eat. And if you want more, make more. But it's at least once a week we're cleaning out the refrigerator. And I know you hate throwing away food. I'm getting to the point now as well. But
yeah, well, I will say this, and I think it's not just our kids. I just think kids, and we're saying kids, but they're
young adults
or whatever. But they don't understand the grind. They don't understand that, okay, you got to move differently at different times.
Right.
They look at it, life is good. Like it's steak and lobster every night. Like life is good. And we had to pat ourselves on the back because they're not feeling how we are just navigating different things just be consistent.
Right.
Just be consistent, not missing a beat, not missing anything, because you just have to make smart financial decisions.
Yeah. But it's still, and I think we're still doing a good job of reminding them, like, we're on them, but understanding don't get it twisted because the refrigerators are all full. You still have to be wise in what you're doing. You can't use a whole thing of sauce realizing it is 4 people in the house, Eat your food. We want you to use everything that's in here, but at the same time, you got to be modest. But in their defense, I mean, I don't know that we were really thinking like that at that age, but maybe we were because, most of us was living on our own by like 19, so you had to be intentional. Like, I remember very vividly grocery shopping on a budget and still feeling like I don't have anything, from getting Kool-Aid, you're getting noodles, you're getting eggs, you're getting steakums. So
yeah, and these kids different. They not eating stuff like that. They eating big time.
That's beneath them. Yeah, that's beneath. They're getting lamb chops and all that DoorDash.
Yeah, but this goes into our
Houston
topic,
a pretty stark
right?
designation, the top of the list of the highest poverty rate among America's largest cities,
being one of the poorest cities in the country.
think they threw major in there, but either way.
Yeah, major.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So you want to know what's my thoughts on it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The homeless situation or individuals that are displaced is worse than I've probably ever seen anywhere. I know in Maryland it was an issue, and I love how we participated in outreach to do our part. Here it's so overwhelming. It's like, where do you start? And you look, these people don't really have assistance from government here. How in Maryland, you had so many shelters where like first come, first serve. They start opening their doors at 6, or places just you can eat. They have health care for the homeless in Maryland, which helps with medical benefits and having things done for their health. It makes sense. It makes sense. It's unfortunate because I know everybody sees the glitz and glamour of Houston from IG, but it's another world because you can. I know one of our favorite restaurants that we like to visit in downtown Houston, and literally a block away, it's like a different world. You almost feel, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes when we cruise through, I don't even feel right going to that restaurant because of what we have to go through to get there.
Yeah, and it's not even a block away.
It's not. It's on a block.
It's on the block, and it's sad to see, especially in America, because when we travel, you go to like the Dominican Republic or Jamaica, Mexico. Before you get to the resort, you're going to see people without. You might see somebody walking with no shoes. You see these little hut homes. You just see poverty. And when you're in downtown Houston, you see that. I seen somebody without shoes. I seen someone laying on the. A lot of people just laying on the concrete.
Yeah.
And coming from Baltimore, we had people that were, we say displaced or whatever. They still had like tents or sleeping bags. They still had things. They had their items. But here it's just different, and it really hits you like, man, this is not right. Especially when you see so much money being poured into, the AI technology. They're pumping that. Billions and billions of dollars are being placed for infrastructure, data system, you name it. They're spending it. Energy. They're putting out billions and billions of dollars, and I just feel like no city in America should have their citizens like this. And I can't even say it's a black thing, because it's black, it's white,
it's colorless.
Yeah.
It's colorless, yeah.
Yeah, it is. So it kind of leaves you speechless, because it's just like you see a lot of people that may be doing well for themselves or whatever, that are helping out this group of people that's in this segment. You may have your churches, you may have, people that come together in the neighborhood, schools. Where are the billionaires? Because we have several, American billionaires. Let's pump some money and let's get our American citizens to a place where they can just be well.
But do you think also those billionaires are thinking like, this isn't my sole responsibility, because where is the government? Like, I know for a fact there are people like, there are celebrities that give back. There are everyday people like you and I that give back in their own silos, whether it's a athletic organization, it's a church, it's a neighborhood, it's a family thing, right? But it does come to a point where, okay, We kind of strapped right now. Gas prices are up, groceries are up. We may be able to go out and eat, but we don't want to see people living like this. Where's our government? Because we're sending money to other countries, right? We're investing billions into AI, like billions. Why are we unable to house these individuals and get people the help for mental health that they need? Because something that I'm seeing here as well is that there are many individuals you see that are less fortunate that are also disoriented. Mm-hmm. There was a time that you would have people that were less fortunate or displaced, but they still were in their right mind.
Yeah.
I remember one year we were downtown Baltimore with our kids, and we were feeding some of those individuals who were less fortunate, right? And there was a lady that we interacted with that was so encouraging. And we was like, this lady, she had a tent and everything, but it was more so like she was off the grid by choice. Mm-hmm. She was well into her right mind, speaking very, very encouraging.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like a blessing interacting with her.
It was.
But now it's like those things are synonymous. Less fortunate mental health. Mm-hmm. Like, why are we not able to, and we do have our responsibilities as citizens, but still, if you have a job to support your constituents within a certain district, that is it. And it may not be financial, but it might be the decisions you're making, the things that you're signing off on that is bringing opportunity, access, and equity into your district. Like, a lot of these people aren't even held accountable.
No, and that's where you get into where people say is no difference between a Democrat or a Republican. A lot of these issues can be fixed, but they don't want to fix it. And also, you have a lot of people in America that are brainwashed. They will have you feel like, okay, seeking help from the government makes you less than, or you're not doing your part as an American, asking for help or being what they call on welfare, whereas though rich people do it all the time. They have their subsidies. The president just gave Intel some money, so they could stay afloat. The government is bailing out Venezuela. So we're always bailing out these other countries and doing this and doing that. So the issues that's happening domestic, they can do it. They just don't want to, which is very disheartening when you think about it. A person like myself, I believe in God. I believe in definitely giving back. And you ask yourself, like, these people that have so much, they give so little. And then they have you to believe, okay, it's trickle down economics. Okay, long as the rich is doing well, we got to give them the tax credits. We have to make sure that they are doing well because their money is going to trickle down. Well, it's not trickling down. So what's next?
Yeah. And I also feel like there are people that are doing well that does give back, but silently. Because there are a lot of people that's like, this is what I'm doing, but I don't want anyone to know about it, right? To each his own. To each his own, right? But I think there's some that is more so the way. But I agree with everything that you are saying as well, because what's the American dream?
Well,
as you know it, what is the American dream?
Well, as I have been indoctrinated, is to get a good job, go to college, buy a home. That's the American dream. Have your kids go off to college and, you work your job, you pay your taxes, you vote, and you just live your your little happy life.
Got it. Now, who is that dream for?
I think the dream is for for everybody. I mean, you have people coming to this country for the American dream. And I do think the American dream is obtainable, but you just have to know how to maneuver, because you're indoctrinated to have those things, to get a house, to get a mortgage. You're not really told, hey, maybe instead of getting a 30-year mortgage, get a 15-year mortgage. We are taught to have continuous debt. And that's, to me, that's the American way.
Now, look how disconnected the group that we're speaking about, which is those that are less fortunate, are from that dream. Yet they are Americans. So the point I'm making is that if that's a one-size-fits-all dream for the American people, obviously we do have free will and we make our own decisions. But at the same time, what are we doing to help those people even get on a path of where they can, let's start at just healthcare. You just mentioned you saw the same person walking with no shoes on. Imagine the last time they had a physical, though. Imagine the last time one of those individuals went to the dentist. That's just basic maintenance. And we solicit a dream of this. So you are going to have your bad actors to make poor decisions, take advantage of opportunities, and don't maximize those opportunities. But I think there is room for growth in what we can do for this group of people that are not only less fortunate, but are not in their right facilities, don't have the right facilities or the right things in place for them to be successful. And we're just talking about simple things like healthcare, mental health, being able to talk to somebody, to unpack, and it's not just people, ex-vets as well. You hate when you see like even a vet, but it just has to be when you look at so many condemned homes in inner cities. You telling me we can't gut out 6 to 7 blocks in one area and put these row homes and make them, facilities and make it a campus and, in real, we can't do that like one in each major city and grow from there. I think we can. And the last thing I'll say is this: when you look at other countries and you start investigating citizenship, there are many companies that believe investing in the health of their citizens to help maintain their land. That makes perfect sense to me.
Absolutely.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, but this is definitely it's a tough subject for me, and how people speak about it, you really could tell their humility, I would say, because you do have a lot of people that they could care less, but any place in America should not look like a undeveloped place in another country, in my opinion. We have too much money in this country. Too much money. And not saying that somebody that's less fortunate should be living like a Magic Johnson, Lisa Sue, or Elon Musk. However, it should be some type of shelter or some type of plan, getting them in the workforce, or some type of training just to have them be productive, citizens, instead of just living on the streets, living like that.
Yeah, and it really made me appreciate Maryland in a different capacity. I have a cousin and an aunt that are less fortunate in Maryland, and me and that cousin are the same age. We grew up during the same time and everything. We just had unfortunate circumstances with that part of the family. And I will say, thankfully, he has been in and out of shelters. He's had some help from family, staying in family homes, but they have been able to have shelter for the majority of the time that they have been displaced, to the point now where my aunt works works and my cousin doesn't work, but they are still in some program that is assisting them.
Mm-hmm. They have cell phone service.
They have cell phone service.
Yeah.
So, it feels good in the moment when like we were there and we would see him, and I never have cash on me really, but it's like whenever I see him, I would try to stop if I didn't. But it's a drop in a bucket because it's like, yeah, I can give you $60, $80, but
yeah, but every time you did see him in passing, you would stop and get him
something to eat and
make sure he has some food and things like that.
And that's what we should be doing. But it's still not enough. But I'm just saying, you just wish that there was more, and a lot of times, because one would say, all right, you feel like that? Let your, people change. So it's not as easy as just letting someone into your home. But but I'll say this, I know you want to talk. It starts here. And, when you live that life, you have to adapt, and it changes your whole psyche. I've seen that from my family. Like, the person he was is still in there, but his circumstances has made him who he is now, and experiences. And that's something that has to be worked through, so it's a lot, but hopefully it will get better. It will get better.
So on your phone, look up in ChatGPT, what are the top millionaires or billionaires, I should say, in America?
Who are the top billionaires in America?
Yeah.
All right. Survey says Elon Musk.
How much?
300 to 500 billion net worth.
Billion.
Sheesh. Larry Ellison from Oracle, 300 to 400 billion. Mark Zuckerberg, 200 to 250 billion net worth.
So I wouldn't even say each of them give 1%. They can give like a point.
A 0.5%.
A 0.5%. And that would be like a stimulus package.
Right.
For their country.
In a perfect world, babe.
Yes. For their country.
Yeah, in a perfect world, absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's definitely food for thought. But how things are going right now in our country, you definitely have to hold off on taking that vacation and save and stack, invest in the stock market, find ways to accrue wealth, and just plan differently, because at the end of the day, as we see it, we're essentially on our own. We're not going to be able to get a government bailout. You gotta figure it out.
Yeah, pick and choose your battles. Groceries, you got to get it. Gas, you got to get it. Your insurance payment, you got to pay it. But those things you don't necessarily have to do. It's okay to have 30 carts on your phone with things in it that you want. Let it be motivation, not temptation. Yeah. So look,
go ahead.
So look, something I want to add in this week. I want to do something different to end it.
Okay.
I want to do something cultural unshakables. So very simple. Can we shake it or replace it? And I'm going to bring up something in our household that rattles my soul. The infamous miscellaneous drawer in the kitchen that has napkins in it, honey in it, ketchup in it, soy sauce in it, plasticware in it, a shoehorn, the incense holder. How did we get here? And can we replace it or can we shake it? Can we get rid of it? Is it possible for us to get rid of that drawer?
No, I think that's just, man.
Measuring tape is in it.
I think every Black household has the miscellaneous drawer. And I just think that's something that we all do. And if you pull back the layers of it, our parents probably was, strapped for cash. Let me say these ketchup packs from McDonald's, or let me say these soy sauce packs from the Chinese joint, because you know what? I'm going to run out of soy sauce or ketchup and I could just go in here.
It's interesting you say that, because a lot of things stem from our childhood. Yeah. But I'll say this. I think we've grown enough that we can get rid of that drawer. We don't need to keep packs. We have paper towels. We don't need the napkins. We have a toolbox for the measuring tape. Chopsticks we never use. We never use chopsticks. And a shoehorn I can put in the bedroom. But I think there's a place, and I think we got to start from somewhere.
In that drawer.
Yeah, but we can't bring that to our grandkids. Like, it's somebody, it got to stop somewhere. We got to break this cycle. I think
we should bring it to our grandkids so they can understand, hey, this is what your ancestors used to have to do. You're living well. You don't need that drawer, but hey, it's a reminder. You never know when you're going to fall on hard times, so stay humble.
So we're not going to shake it, and we're not going to replace it, huh?
We're going to keep it, babe.
There it is. I tried.
Okay. Well, until next time, be safe and be blessed. Like, subscribe, comment. We'll see you next week.